Ang TNC po ay nakikiisa sa sambayan ng Pilipino para sa isang mapayapang bagong Pasko.
Ang bagong Pasko ay simbolo ng bagong pag-asa. Ito ay isang pagkakataon upang ating mapagnilayan ang mga kaganapan sa ating buhay.
Ang diwa ng bagong Pasko ay hindi mararamdaman sa mga palamuti o karangyaan sa ating kapaligiran, kundi sa alab ng pag-ibig sa ating mga dibdib.
Lahat tayo ay nakaranas ng hirap nitong taon na to. Dahil sa pandemya, nawalan tayo ng oportunidad. Kahit na anong mangyari, pinipilit pa din natin makapagbigay ng saya sa iba. Yan ang diwa ng bagong Pasko.
Para sa akin, ang bagong Pasko ay hindi concerned sa handaan o sa mga regalo. Sharing, giving, taking care of each other. Sana simula ngayong bagong Pasko, ganun na lahat tayo.
Maraming salamat po. The New Channel, maligayang Pasko.
Christmas is always a reminder to have an attitude of gratitude. And that means sharing the love and appreciating everything that matters to you.
Christmas is a celebration of life.
And let us all be grateful that we are enjoying God's gift of life.
Ang bagong Pasko ay simple at payak, nakasentro sa ating pamilya at sa ating Panginoon.
I want to remind everyone that we should treasure the connection that we have. We have our friends, our family, and of course, Jesus Christ.
Para sa akin, ang diwa ng Pasko hindi nagbabago kahit kailan. Ito ay panahon ng pagmamahalan, pag-iibigan. Walang makakatalo sa pagmamahal na binigay sa atin ng Panginoon.
Maraming salamat po, The New Channel. Maligayang Pasko!
Ang tunay na diwa ng bagong Pasko ay hindi lang paghahangad ng mga regalo o mga bagong bagay. Ito ay ang pagpapahalaga sa mga bagay na meron na tayo at ang matutunang ibahagi ito sa mga nangangailangan.
Maraming salamat po, The New Channel.
Dapat din natin tandaan ang totoong diwa ng Pasko, si Kristo Jesus. Noon, ngayon, at magpakailanman.
Ang bagong Pasko para kanako, dili ang masigarbong pagsaulog, kundi ang pag-ambit o ginabang sa mga taong mas nanginahanglan ng panahon sa pandemya.
Ang diwa ng bagong Pasko ay ang pag-iingat sa ating mga sarili, pagiging ligtas sa kapamakan, at pagpapabuti sa ating kalusugan.
Maraming salamat po, The New Channel. Maligayang Pasko.
Maraming salamat, The New Channel. Maligayang Pasko.
Ngayong bagong Pasko, isabuhay natin at maging saksi sa kaganapan sa Belen.
What does the new Christmas mean to me? It means reconnecting. Reconnecting with the people you love, the people you care about, the people you have not spoken with in a long time, that always made you happy.
We should never forget, Christ is still the reason for the season.
The new Christmas for us is focusing on the basic unit of society, which is your family, and virtual togetherness with friends and relatives.
And of course, sharing your blessings to others in need.
Celebrate Christmas with full of gratitude.
Maraming salamat sa New Channel. Maraming salamat kay New Channel.
Ang Pasko ay tungkol sa pagmamahal mo sa pamilya mo at pagiging mabuti sa kapwa.
Christmas is the season of giving, but you cannot give if your hands are closed. So open your hands and your hearts and give. And your open hands will receive so much more.
Maraming salamat sa New Channel. Maligayang Pasko.
Christmas is the season of giving. It is best spent with our families. But let us not also forget that this is the celebration of the birth of our Lord Jesus Christ.
Para sa akin, ang diwa ng bagong Pasko ay ang pagkakaroon ng mas madaming oras para sa ating mga pamilya.
Maraming salamat sa New Channel. Maligayang Pasko.
Christmas is always about sharing and caring, loving ourselves, and loving others.
Ang bagong Pasko para sa akin, malayo man tayo sa isa't isa, ang pagmamahal ay atin pa rin maipadarama. Maligayang Pasko po at manigong bagong taon sa inyong lahat.
Di sa labi mo'y naglaho na ang iyong tuwa at saya, napalitan ng kaba. Itatanong kung may pag-asa pa. Ang hamon ng panahon ngayon, tayo'y pinaglayo ng pagkakataon. Ngunit ikaw nag-iisa, huwag ka nang mangangamba. May kasama ka kahit nasan ka pa. Malayo man malapit din, ang Pasko'y darating pa rin. May luha man may kipiling, basta tayo'y magkapiling. Sa mundong nagdidilim, tala niya'y magdidilim. Ang pagmamahal sa puso mo, ang diwa ng bagong Pasko. Sabihin mo ang bagong umaga, sa pagkakatapay bumangon ka. Sa Paskong darating, pangarap ay tuloy pa rin. Kapayapaan ang maghahari sa atin. Malayo man malapit din, ang Pasko'y darating pa rin. May luha man may ngitirin, basta tayo'y magkapiling. Sa mundong nagdidilim, tala niya'y magnidilim. Ang pagmamahal sa puso mo, ang diwa ng bagong Pasko. Kahit na magkalayo, ikaw ang laging nasa puso. Kahit nasaan ka pa, tama pa rin ang pagsinta. Ang pagsinta, malayo man malapit din, ang Pasko'y darating pa rin. May luha man may ngitirin, basta tayo'y magkapiling. Sa mundong nagdidilim, tala niya'y magnidilim. Ang pagmamahal sa puso mo, ang diwa ng panayo man malapit din, ang Pasko'y darating pa rin. May luha man may ngitirin, basta tayo'y magkapiling. Sa mundong nagdidilim, tala niya'y magnidilim. Ang pagmamahal sa puso mo, ang diwa ng bagong Pasko. Pagmamahal sa puso mo, ang diwa ng bagong Pasko.
The new channel. The new channel.
The views, opinions, and insights expressed in the following show are those of the hosts, producers, guests, and viewers. They do not necessarily reflect the position of the channel. Viewer discretion is advised.
Good afternoon! Maray na hapon. Welcome to the new channel, here to help you see the new you, the new Christmas. It's only 5 days before Christmas. This is Jesse Francis Rebustillo, your host to this wonderful program, the HR Hotline. I would like to welcome all the live viewers. We are many. We are many now. And this is the year-end episode of HR Hotline. Wonderful months that I am and we are in a lockdown. This is already the end, the episode of season 4. So that is actually equivalent to 72 shows, 72 episodes. I am taking a break, not for anything else, because it is Christmas and it is New Year weeks. I'm afraid I will not have viewers because the show is actually Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. And remember, Christmas is on a Friday. You might not have time on Thursday, on the Saturday after Christmas, or also New Year. I will be back January 5, but I'm still looking for sponsors. If you want, you can sponsor this show. I would like to thank all those that were guests here in HR Hotline. In particular, Congressman Mark Go, Secretary Bello, the directors of Dole, the COO of the tourism board, my very dear friend and Marian devotee, Antoinette Velasco Aliones, and of course, the elegant and beautiful ballet dancer, Lisa Makuha, and of course, the priests and the bishops, Bishop Joel Bailon, Bishop Rex, Monsignor Rex, and then of course all the HR from the president, PIMA president Loy Chaveria, to Lynn Mukhi, to the seasoned HR, IPP Bong, and IPP Obet Policarpio, and the L&D leaders. And these are Ophel Orcales, a lot of them. I may have missed all of you, but from the bottom of my heart, thank you. And for the sponsors, can I thank, what do you call this? Maricor Militante and Julia Rubilos. And also, I would like to thank my dear friend and student for sponsoring the show. And my dear friend, I will not mention them anymore because I remember they don't want to be mentioned. Okay. And also the viewers and those who shared 72 episodes. I think aside from Lloyd Luna, and it's the, what do you call this? The big picture. I am the second show in TNC who have thrived in this pandemic. So for all those who are part, thank you very much. We are looking forward for 2021, and I have lots, of course, of guests already lined up. I am offering the show as part of the LeadCon, PMAP LeadCon activity. And there are still lots of friends that I have. But I can still recall with pride the show with Father Iao, my nephew, Monsignor Joel Bailon. If you want, you can PM me and I will send you the playlist and you can watch it this Christmas. Of course, Antoinette Aliones, she came back because Bitin. Okay, okay. So I would like to say thank you to all and also to the family. I would like to greet again my cousins, Leo and Donald, and my nephew, Jamie and Jeb, and my nieces, Christy and Sheila and Kat and G and Nana and if I miss somebody, and of course Jacinta and EO, and of course my sister and my brother Jim with my sister-in-law Ching and my sister-in-law Jo. Mhm. And of course, I'm already a lolo. I will not mention them. I just hope they're watching because I told them I'm going to greet them. It is actually something that pains me, and I just read it in my messenger, in my chat, that my niece, Kat, is already in Bicol. I'm still afraid to travel. So this is the first time in 42 years that I'm going to spend Christmas away from my mom. Anyway, technology is here. And it's not actually the hugs, the physical hug. It's the love inside. I will have a nice conclusion later on. So it's family. I would also like to condole with some friends of mine who are at this time of Christmas. They are actually what do you call this? Um, Grieving. Julie, Julie Miteria. I just learned uh, somebody is already gone. And of course, I do that. You know, when I pray the rosary at night, I I mention all the people I would like to pray. The mother of Darwin. Darwin, I'm praying for you. He's now in the hospital. Darwin Rivers. And then our neighbors, even Tessie de la Cruz, our emeritus, chairman emeritus Orly. I'm a prayerful person. I am included. But also I include those who are in the living. My mom, and of course my brother who has Alzheimer. So I do that. And I'm very sure on Christmas Day, I will pray for you, for all of you. So let us now go to what we're supposed to discuss today. I started with government. I started as a management analyst with the Overseas Employment Development Board. There is a program before of the civil service that if you graduate with honors, they will bring you they will, what do you call this? Not bring you. They will, what do you call this? Endorse you to government agencies. And at the time, since I graduated with honors in college, I was supposed to work with PNB and with Dollar. And it was my dad who selected. Because at the time, Salvador Bigay was the head of Overseas Employment Development Board, and he was a Bicolano. And then, you know why I mentioned him? Because I asked permission from him that I'm going to the private sector. He's a very kind person, but he gave me, I can still recall, some word of advice. And he was telling me it will be a difficult journey if you are in the private sector. And it is. It molded me, which is why I would like to remind all the smart aleck and up and coming leaders, take the wisdom of the old. I did not listen, but it molded me. It molded me that you really have to show your worth in the private sector. You have to work. A lot of people are entrepreneurs and they haven't experienced working for and working with bosses. And I did. I can still remember my bosses in government and in the private sector. And it molded me who I am now. So let us welcome my guest. My guest actually, just like me, I'm very sure he's a scholar because he graduated BA Psychology from the City College of Manila in psychology with a leadership award on the most outstanding student of the year. I was a Jerry Ross Leadership Awardee. This guy is a President Gloria Macapagal Arroyo Awardee. He is a doctor, not a veterinarian, not of medicine, but a doctor on public administration, master degree in public administration from the UNO Amang Rodriguez Institute of Science and Technology, and a postgraduate in organizational development from the Ateneo, Ateneo Center for Research and Science. I am also an MBA from Ateneo, so which is why we are a little bit aligned. But he's very young because he's the youngest Career Executive Service Board, and he's now CSB 4. And I met him when he was the OIC of the CESB. And you know me, if you sit beside me, given 30 minutes to 2 hours because we are going to an island down south because I was a speaker with all my talent in interviewing, I was able to know the guy. He is actually a beautiful person inside and outside. He's back to DENR as the Strategic Communication Initiative Services Director 4. He calls me Manong because I would like, mentors should seek, mentees should seek their mentors. That is my concept of mentorship. But I offer myself because I can see a lot of potential from this individual. I have lots of questions to him. Ladies and gentlemen, let us welcome Hiro V. Masuda. Thank you very much. Thank you, Hiro. You are the year ender, and it fits because you have that. Actually, I was reading your resume. I was floored. I was floored.
Wow. Naku,
Because
Manong Jess, natutuwa nga ako nung nagsasalita ka. Sabi mo, ako yung pang number 72, di ba? Pang number 72 episode ito. At alam mo ba ang meaning ng 72, Manong Jess? It is the number of humanitarianism. This number also symbolize philanthropy, tolerance, idealism, teamwork, and compassion. Wow!
yes, 72. Yes, kasi kahit sa Bible, yung disciples, not the apostles, the disciples that were sent out were 72. So you are the 72nd disciple of HR. Yes, yes. You know, I was reading your resume, preparing for this show. I was really floored. You know why? In such a short time, you are just like Jose Rizal, just like Jesus. You are still in your early 30s. You already have a what do you call a substantial. What do you call this? What is the term for that? Yung mga pinag-aralan mo, experience and knowledge, kung baga sa ano, capable and competent. Pero, Hiro, you are so humble. That makes you different from all the rest. That is why this is not what you call, I'm trying to pull your leg. That is why I think you are great. Because in the short time that you have gained all of this, the recognition that you have, but you know, I cannot see an inch of being yung you brag who you are. Keep it up, Hiro, and I will really keep it up, Hiro, and you will really be great.
Thank you very much, Manong Jess. Salamat sa those words. Alam mo, Manong Jess, isa sa mga prinsipyo ko sa buhay, number one rule in this world, the first rule in this world is humility. Second rule of this world is also humility. And the third rule in this world is still humility. Alam mo, Manong Jess, ang dami kong pinagdaanan sa buhay. Simula bata ako. Alam mo, Manong Jess, ito, walang ganong nakakaalam na ito. Ako ay galing sa struggling family. Nung elementary ako, ang nanay ko po ay labandera at ang tatay ko hindi ko pa nga nakikita sa ngayon.
Oh my God, my God. Oh my God.
Stepfather ko, yun yung tumulong sa akin to have a father figure, Manong Jess. At mind you, nung elementary ako at first year high school ako, pagtapos ng school ko, naka-uniform pa ako ha, nagtitinda ako ng sampagita sa Pasay.
You're making me cry now. You're making me cry now.
Oo, totoo yun, Manong Jess. Walang nakakaalam gano'n nun, pero ito yung buhay ko. Alam mo, isa sa pinakamagandang sinabi mo kanina is finding your mentor. And nung nag-aaral ako sa Pasay City West, Manong Jess, alam mo, dun pa lang nagsisimula na yung HR, HR Building Up and Development. Bakit? Meron akong teacher doon, Manong Jess, ang pangalan niya ay Tess Bermejo. Ma'am Tess, nako, si Ma'am Tess Bermejo ang nag-train sa akin in public speaking. Sinasama niya ako kung saan-saan, Manong Jess, nilalaban niya ako sa talumpatian, balagtasan, pupunta kami sa Nayong Pilipino para makipag-compete. So, yung training ko in public speaking, hindi lang pala public speaking yung tinuturo niya sa akin. Sa Pasay City West, tinuruan niya rin ako na maging magalang at wag lalaki ang ulo. Kasi tuwing nananalo ako sa talumpatian at balagtasan, lagi niya akong pinapaalalahanan, Hiro, ang pinaka-importante ay hindi yung pagkakapanalo mo sa school o sa ibang nilabanan natin. Ang pinaka-importante ay ang kung paano mo tinuturing yung sarili mo na kasama pa rin nila. Hindi ito isang competition. Ito ay pag-share mo ng talent. Subalit, habang nakukuun, kasi kung titingnan mo, Manong Jess, yung binibigay niya sa akin is technical competence, di ba? Kung paano magsalita, kung paano ang tamang diction, ano ang tamang galaw. Pero higit sa lahat, tinuturuan niya ako ng soft skills. At yung soft skills na yon ay essential skills. Kaya dun pa lang, nagsisimula na yung HR background ko. Manong Jess, anyway, nakita ko, isa sa mga nakasama ko rin sa trabaho, Diyos ko, laktawan ko yan, nakita ko sila Director Julius Japa, andyan, taga City College of Manila, na ngayon ay Universidad de Manila na. Si Sir Armando Tim Texon. Alam mo, Manong Jess, si Armando Tim Texon ay siyang administrator ng Our Lady of Fatima sa Antipolo. Alam mo, isa sa nakita ko na binigay niyang values sa akin ay acronym ng pangalan niya. Tanging intensyon ay maglingkod. Team, o kita mo, di ba?
Let me cut you. Let me cut you. You mentioned Pasay City West.
Yes.
At the time that you were there, I have a bakery in Malibay.
Talaga?
Yes. Maliit ang mundo natin. You mentioned about Ulfo. I just recently had a webinar with Ulfo. I am the chairman of the advisory board on HR with Ulfo. Kaya siguro kilala ako nitong friend mo sa Ulfo. Up to now, I'm a friend of Caroline. Okay. Meron tayong mga same ano. Now, tell us about your outstanding award. Naku, Hiro, hindi natin matatanong yung mga dapat itanong because I would like to know you first. Tell me about your outstanding award kasi I was a Jerry Ross outstanding award and then you were also. What was that all about?
About your... yung award na yun ay hindi ko naman matatanggap. Alam nyo, sa akin po, ang award ay bonus lang. Ang pinaka-importante...
I love you. I love you. I love that. Family will love that. Family will love that. The award, same here. Kasi alam mo, Hiro, I have around this thick, 3 of them of certificates and recognition. But you know, all of this actually, it doesn't mean anything if you don't really show it from your heart who you are. Please continue. Bakit?
Okay. Sa akin po kasi, hindi magagawa lahat yan eh. Hindi kami nag-aim for award. We aim for a good relationship with our people while accomplishing the task. Parang ginagawa ng Philippine Children Medical Center. Nanonood rin Manong Jess, sila Executive Director Lecciones at saka yung mga staff niya, si Francis. Nung kamakailan lang, nag-uusap kami how to have partnership. At ito yung ginagawa ko at kinamulatan ko nung nasa UDM at Pasay City West High School pa ako. Ibig sabihin, Manong Jess, ang sinasabi ko dito, malaking role ang mga teachers sa pagmomold ng values ng bawat estudyante. At kung hindi dahil hindi kasi nila tinuro sa akin na manalo tayo eh. Ang tinuro nila, mag-enjoy lang tayo while accomplishing tasks. Manong Jess, alam mo, nung college ako sa Universidad de Manila, eto kwento ko sa iyo, Manong Jess, at sa lahat na nanonood. Second year college ako. Napansin ko, lahat na nananalong SSG President, Supreme Student Government, ay mga 4th year. At doon sa mga 4th year na yun, nung second year ako, PRO lang ako ng college ko sa psychology. At tinanong ko yung best friend ko. Alam nyo, Manong Jess, yung best friend ko, isang PWD. Best friend ko po yun nung college pa ako, simula college ako. At sabi ko sa kanya, pangalan niya Joel Ramos. Kuya Joel, gusto kong tumakbo ng SSG President. Second year kami noon. Sabi niya, tingin mo ba mananalo ka? Sabi ko, mananalo ako kung tutulungan mo ako. Sabi niya, sige, tutulungan kita. So, lahat, Manong Jess, dinisrupt namin yung culture. At dahil doon, hindi ko magagawa ito kung hindi kasama ang mga kasama ko na nagsisilbi ng purong pagsisilbi. Manong Jess, mahirap kasi yung may lagi kang pansariling intensyon ang inuuna mo. Ang inuuna natin dapat ay laging para sa
I will
bayan.
disrupt you there. I will
Yeah.
disrupt you there. This is what we are discussing, especially with my best friend. And you know who's my best friend. A lot of people are so full of themselves now, especially the younger generation. They're so full of themselves that they think of achievement as their stepping stone for whatever. So you are a gem. You are a rare species wherein nauuna muna yung dapat it is what you would like to share. Magmitikwento rin ako. With all the recognition, with all the things that I've done, there was a time that I joined the Voice of Democracy here in Manila. I was the second runner up. And you know, kilala mo yung daddy ko noon, my dad asked the judge. And you know ang sabi ng mga judges, because your son was standing like a tree and he was not moving. And you know what? That inspired me na there is something wrong in me that I should still improve. So, hindi yun yung data I grieve na hindi ako nanalo. It's the learning that I got from that experience. And look, up to now, it's still, I can still recall that. Di ba may mga ups and downs tayo sa buhay? And then it's not actually trying na when there is something telling you of something, it is not something to be it's an opponent, it's a competition, it's actually information. Information is really something that you can So please continue, Hiro. Sige, continue your story.
Maganda yung sinabi mo ha. That's data for us kasi yung mga feedback system. Alam mo Manong Jess, meron tayong tinatawag, ako naiisip ko, may 4 na framework dapat tayo. Ang dapat kasi natin pinag-uusapan, di ba yung HR sa government, pero ngayon, parang nagiging interesado tayong pag-usapan paano mo i-HR manage yung sarili mo, 'di ba Manong Jess? To experience.
Right.
Alam mo Manong Jess, meron tayong 4. Ako nakikita ko may 4 tayong dapat laging tandaan. If you want to HR if you want to manage yourself. Una, theoretical grounding Manong Jess. Ang theoretical grounding laging dapat alam natin yan eh. Ito, elementary o college pa, tinuturo na sa atin, di ba, ang fight or flight ng psychology, di ba? So choose your battle. Ano bang gusto nating instinct dito? And how do we choose the battles? Those are mental models na nasa loob na natin. Second, tools and techniques. How do you execute yung strategy mo? And third, pinakamahalaga Manong Jess, the values and ethics. Ang values and ethics, nasa sarili mo yan. Kailangan strong ang foundation mo ng good values. Naalala ko, nung yung GMRC teacher ko tuloy, Manong Jess, sa Pasay West, si Mrs. David, Diyos ko, naalala kong bigla. Araw-araw, pinapaalalahanan kami kung ano ang tamang values. At last, Manong Jess, ito yung tinatawag nating gestalt and agility. Gestalt and agility is the wholeness of us. At gaya ng sinasabi mo, Manong Jess, may mga kasama ako na nagbibigay ng feedback. Sabi ko sa kanila, gusto ko bigyan nyo ako ng mga dapat kong i-improve. Sila Solomon Flores, kasama ko po yan. Ngayon, nagtuturo rin siya, taga-DepEd siya ngayon sa may Manila, sa District 6. Sila yung nagbibigay sa akin ng mga learnings. Kasi mahirap Manong Jess kung puro papuri lang ang tatanggapin mo. Humanap ka kung paano ka mag-i-improve. Kasi walang sino man, Manong Jess, walang sino man ang may monopolyo sa galing, talino o kakayahan. Wala yan sa eskwelahan, wala yan sa kapatiran, kundi nasa sarili mo. Manong Jess, isa sa pinaka-importanting natutunan ko sa buhay na ito is always access your ignorance. Hindi lahat alam mo.
You nailed it. You nailed it, Hiro. This is a little bit badoy, but you always have to remember, desiderata. There is always a person greater and lesser than you are. And then I love what the 4. Can you text it to me later on? Kasi I was not able to take note of the 4. Kasi I will include it in my webinars. And you know what especially now with the younger leaders, Yung akala na they know how to Zoom, they know how to do the Mentimeter and the Kahoots, okay na. Hindi, kasi you need the values that comes with it. And then you need yung total online presence, the professionalism. Sometimes, hindi nakukuha yung real meaning of authenticity. Authenticity doesn't mean that you have to be rebel, you have to show who you are. You still have to follow kasi nag-mention ka ng ethics. What are the norms? So these are, you have to balance, and I can see it from you, maybe it's your CSB orientation. You have to balance your being the real you, your authenticity, and the norms, the ethics required of your position, diba? Kasi you are supposed to be ascendant. Anyway, Hiro, you have a, what do you call, grit and resilience, but I can see that from the start, you are already ascendant in the right way. Okay, let us continue. Let us continue. By the way, ang dami rito mga kilala ko na watching us. I will try to take note, and then can you PM me kasi si Mr. Lindog and marami. I want you also to be a guest in this episode. Di ba yung ating mga kaibigan sa CSB? Di ba? Nakikita ko sila. I'm sorry if I cannot greet you. Merry Christmas po. Now, pardon the question, but you have to answer.
Yes po.
Because that's why I mentioned Salvador Bigay when I left government service for private sector. Why are you in government? Parang Miss Universe ka.
Mano, ang hirap naman sagutin yan. Alala ko tuloy. May nagsabi sa akin, may nagtanong sa akin in one of the interviews, how do you find working in the government naman, ang tanong sa akin. Alam nyo,
answer both.
Sabi ko, pwedeng isa lang ang sagot ko dyan kasi it's your calling eh. Lahat tayo may purpose at merong dapat gampanan at gawin dito sa mundong ibabaw. Pero alam mo, Manong Jess, sa lahat pong ito, Manong Jess, nakakatuwa kasi ang tinitingnan ko dyan, lahat yan may polisiya. Ang gobyerno may polisiya. Napakadali nang sundin. Kahit dito, may batas tayo eh, di ba? Pinaka-importante, Manong Jess, is how you humanitize these policies, this structure, these orders, this system. Napakahirap pong ito. At ang pinaka-importante dyan is human relation. At in government, Manong Jess, communication is very, very essential. Naalala ko, Manong Jess, isa ako sa mapapalad na sponsoran ni Miss Milalyn Havillana nung coffee pa. Yan yung sinasabi mo sa Ateneo, isa ako sa mga scholars sa Diploma in Organization Development and Strategic HR. Naaalala ko si Edgar Schein, Manong Jess. Sabi ni Edgar Schein, number 1, na 10 principle niya sa process consultation, number 1, always try to be helpful. Number 2, always stay in touch with the current reality. Diba? Always be helpful, always stay in touch in the current reality. Number 3, always access your ignorance. Number 4, everything you do is an intervention. Yung simpleng pagkamusta mo, pag-hello mo, pag-ngiti mo, nagkakaroon ka ng intervention sa mga kasama mo. And number 5, it is the client who knows the problem and the solution. Tayo minsan nagiging internal client, yung mga kasama natin nagiging client din. As public leaders, kailangan maayos tayong makasalamuha sa mga stakeholders natin, mga customers natin, mga clients natin. Number 6, Manong Jess, hindi lahat umaayon sa'yo. Sa isang organisasyon, laging meron kang challenges. So dapat go with the flow. Pero timing is crucial. Seek positive opportunity. How to advance your advocacy. Be constructively opportunistic with confrontative intervention. Kasi minsan hindi lahat tanggap yung mga intervention na binibigay mo. And number 9, everything is a source of data. Sabi nga ni Sir Julius Japa kanina, Director 4 ng Malacanang, sabi niya, feedback is very important to improve ourselves. And Manong Jess, hindi na uso ang Pac-Man at Mario Brothers na kung saan ikaw lang mag-isa ang nagtatrabaho at ililigtas mo yung princess at makukuha mo yung prize. Ngayon ang uso na ay Justice League, Manong Jess, di ba? Meron nga tayong COC na LOL na tinatawag, di ba, yung LOL, yung League of Legends. Ngayon, Manong Jess, kailangan nyo ang team. Kung may problema ka, i-share mo sa kanila. Team kayong tatrabaho. Kaya uso na ngayon ay hindi I o me. We na, sabi nga, di ba? Doon nga sa ating PSTD, naalala natin, di ba? We grow, we learn, we transform. So, ibig sabihin, we learn from each other. We grow from each other, and we transform.
By the way, Hiro, let us just for documentation, that was crafted last year in a strategic planning in Tagaytay. And you know, it is that I would like to claim that we grow, we learn, we transform. That's coming from your Manong Jess.
Talaga Manong Jess. Congratulations. So, from Manong Jess of PSTD, we grow together, we learn together, and
but, you know, I don't, this is just, although we are live stream, but you know, siyempre, you don't want to claim na I, kasi that was a strategic planning, and everybody was trying to input their and then agree. Pero kasi ang lumabas noon, kahaba-haba nung vision at yung mission. And sabi ko, dapat may, kasi that was actually my training from Inquirer. Kaya so hindi naman ako magsasabi na it's mine. It's actually trying to use what I learned from the, di ba yung style book na the less word, brief, but there is an impact to it, the better. So I actually was the one who, and that was, so I would like to credit yung board noon kasi that was actually crafted. Yung operative na we, and then yung active verbs, di ba? And that is actually, sa totoo lang, very Inquirer. Dapat may gratitude tayo, di ba?
Yes.
Who we are is molded from our previous. Yung sinabi mong there are some people that will really challenge you. Ay nako, Hiro, when I was working, there were a lot. That's why siguro I am a person now who is really a person of change, a person of positivity, because I listened to all the people that were actually telling me things that were not in consonance with what I am doing. So again, send me the 10. Nako, ang daming mga friends natin, and they are actually telling you that you are very correct. So that answers that you are in government because you want, that is actually God's will. I love that you are still so spiritual, and then actually you are there because there is a purpose. Yeah, kasi you know, if I can just imagine, say, if you are in a big corporation or private organization, baka iba rin ang hero na lalabas. So there that you are with CSB and DNR, then na squeeze yung talagang the real hero, and then yours just in your mid. So there are still a lot of things that we can expect. Before we have our first break, can you tell us, so you told us of 10 things. So what makes it different managing HR in government? Sa tingin mo because nag-take an audit with the private sector. Just a few. What are your thoughts on this?
Ako, Manong Jess, ang tingin ko dyan, depende sa culture at norms ng company. Kahit sa government, iba-iba rin ang cultures and norm. Alam niyo, Manong Jess, there are times na meron akong nanay-nanayan. Naging kaklase ko siya sa MA. Ang pangalan niya is si Hiro V. Yan yung nasa Sugar Regulatory Administration ngayon. Nag-uusap kami kasi hindi naman lahat nakukuha mo yung mga gusto mong HR intervention. Sabi niya, pag nagsara ang pinto, may magbubukas naman raw na mga bintana. Alam mo, Manong Jess, sabi ko sa kanya noon, alam mo Mama Beng tawag ko sa kanya eh. Alam mo, Mama Beng, at kailangan kong tumingin ng pintuan ng bintana. Pwede ko naman buksan ang pintuan. O kung hindi ko mabuksan, maghanap ako ng ibang pintuan. Ibig sabihin, Manong Jess, in communicating HR policies, in crafting HR programs, in doing intervention, ang pinakamahalaga dyan is the process. It's not only the task, but how you do that intervention. Hindi mo pwedeng ikaw lang as HR. Lahat tayo HR partners. Lahat tayo dapat tulong-tulong sama-sama. Remember, Manong Jess, may kasabihan tayo, we cannot spell success without you. Ibig sabihin, lahat tayo magiging successful ito kung tayo ay magtutulungan, magsasama-sama at magkakaisa. At gaya nga, Manong Jess, andito rin nanonood yung mga sesmate ko, si Ma'am Flor Jacobe from Isabela, Deputy Isabela, sila...
Hiro, can you be my... Hiro, can you be my talent manager? I would like to guest also all these CSB.
Yes.
All these. I met them.
Yes.
So that we can also gather their insights, their thoughts on any topic. Kahit na lang siguro cooking. Kasi gaya ngayon, okay, I promise that we'll have the first break. Pero ang tanong ko sa iyo, so there is no actually difference kasi pareho lang daw yung talent management function. Ang nakikita kong difference, mas mahirap nga ang sa government kasi you have to follow the civil service guidelines and the DBM guidelines. Oh, alam ko yan. Alam ko yan.
Manong Jess. May accounting and auditing rules and regulations you have to follow.
Yes. So managing HR, hindi lang yung HR department, that is actually the director, actually the regional director, managing the human resource.
Yes, and you know what, Manong Jess, yung HR director namin dito sa DENR, ang pangalan niya, Director Rick G. Enriquez. Alam mo, isa siya sa mentor ko, isa siya sa nagmumold sa akin, isa siya sa parang naninita, kumbaga, kailangan dapat ganito yung action mo, kailangan ganito ka magsalita, kailangan ito yung mga pinupost mo. Kasi kung ano yung pinupost mo, it will also reflect sa office and position na dinadala mo. So dapat mindful tayo dyan. At Manong Jess, alam mo, may isa akong experience, gusto kong sabihin sa inyo, isang government office sa Pag-ibig Fund. Ito sa Pag-ibig Fund Commonwealth, si Miss Joy Baisic, naku, yung customer satisfaction o customer delight mai-experience mo sa Pag-ibig Commonwealth branch. Pagpasok mo pa lang, simula sa guard, sa teller, nagulat ako, napaka-professional nila. At even sa PCMC, nung dumalaw ako, Manong Jess, biniro ko nga yung executive director sa PCMC. Sabi ko, may qualification ba ang mga security guards nyo at mga attendants ninyo? Tapos sabi niya, sabi ni Doc Julius, oo, kasi ang HR system namin, hindi lang sa empleyado. Lahat yan, pati guard, pati mga utility workers, may isang DNA sila.
Wonderful. Ay, i-invite din natin yan. Anyway, magpapagalitan ko. Let's have first a break and then when we come back, wag na muna tayo mag-second break, diretso tayo sa ating conversation. You will come back. Si Director Hiro dapat mag-come back sa season 5. Okay, can we have the first break, Director J? Director J, can we have the poster that I will invite them to watch and log on to the new channel so then they can watch the shows this Christmas? Can we have just quickly? So from the big picture down to one day, what I will just ask you is to visit the FB or the YouTube page of the new channel. And we will have a break that you can watch previous shows. For those who are CESB directors here, try to watch my show with COO Antoinette Aliones twice, and it is very, very informative. Okay, let's go back to Hiro. Okay, I love what Hiro is. It really it's a music to my ears, calling me Manong. Those there in my heart, my sister and my calls me Nonoy, and my the family calls me Tete. That is actually their endearment with me. Then my cousins they call me Noy, and then Ella call me Serges. And then there is the Manoy, and then there's the Manong. You know, I love it. That now that I am getting old, I'm happy retiree. I'm 64. You know, those endearment really parang natutuwa ang puso mo. Kasi you can hear that it is very sincere. Okay, let's go back to Hiro. Hiro, may mga nag-mention dito. Okay, can you just tell us quickly, what are the challenges and concerns in managing HR in the government service? I know it's similar, pero mas lalong mahirap kasi we mentioned there are some regulatory agencies. So what are the challenges na nakikita?
Alam mo, Jess, ang challenge dyan ay ang pagsunod lang sa regulation. Pero ang pagsusunod sa regulation, Manong Jess, ay napakahirap in terms of mag-iisip ka kung paano mo gagawin ito. Pero Manong Jess, alam mo, in terms of HR, ang pinaka-importante dyan ay ang mga kasama mo. May mga ups and downs, sabi mo nga, di ba? Manong Jess, ako, nung naging training and development chief ako, ay napakahirap. Bakit? Kasi kailangan mong i-retrain sila. Behavioral change ang tinitingnan mo. At Manong Jess, nung nagsisimula ako sa HR, may dalawa akong kaibigan. Isang outsider sa DENR at isang insider sa DENR. Yung outsider ko, Manong Jess, si Raimundo de Guzman, ngayon nasa Department of Health na siya. Siya yung kausap ko lagi. Siya yung nag-a-advise sa akin. Ano yung mga technical na dapat ko matutunan, ano yung dapat kong i-tweak sa mga programs ko. At Manong Jess, yun yung technical side. Manong Jess, meron akong confidante internal sa DNR. Ang pangalan niya ay Angie Tolentino. Alam niyo, Manong Jess, lahat ng emotions ko sa kanya kong sinasabi, lahat ng mga nasa sa loob ko. Kasi, nako, Manong Jess, no man is an island. Kung sasarilinin mo yan, nako, baka nasan ka napupulutin, di ba? So, hindi natin nakikita na napakahirap sundin ang polisiya, kundi napakahirap ipatupad ang mga polisiya ng HR. Kasi diverse ang tao, may kanya-kanyang iniisip, may kanya-kanyang sinasabi, may kanya-kanyang interpretasyon sa batas, 'di ba? Sa mga policies and regulations. Ang pinaka-importante diyan is communicating them, engage them na itong proyektong ito ay hindi lang pang HR o pang SCIS o pang planning, kundi itong programang ito ay para sa ating lahat. Alam nyo, ang mga tao naman laging ang tinitingnan dyan, what's in it for me? Aminin man natin o hindi, what's in it for me? Para saan yan? Para sa ano yan? Anong gagawin namin dyan? Kung maayos natin na i-communicate ang mga policies, ang systems, ang structure, magiging maayos po ang lahat.
Yes. I remember si Burgos, the one with technology. Sa communication din siya. We were together. Sino nga, what is his name? Si I remember, because I had him also as a guest here. I forgot it now because I was listening to you. So yun nga, yung the same thing. It's actually it's communication actually is very important just to make it clear, di ba? Para sa lahat. Alam mo, nakikita ko kasi yung human resource, yung these are yung rank and file. Yung rank and file ng government. Diba? I can just imagine we have here guests from Apari, from Batanes. We were in Batanes, diba? To Tagum. Ano ba, nagkaroon, diba, may mga floods ngayon sa Surigao and then nagka-earthquake sa Del Norte. Anyway, ang nakikita ko, hindi nga yung ditong mga middle manager and up, much more on the people na sa rank and file. Diba? So I think you hit it right. It's actually communication. The assurance that they are with the government service. Kasi, di ba, the usual, the traditional way, can you answer me quickly? Di ba mayroon pa bang 15 and 30?
Come again, Manong Jess?
Mayroon pa bang 15 and 30? Mayroon pa bang pumapasok na 15 and 30?
Parang wala na anong language na yan, kung anong 15 and 30.
yung naghihintay na, I love it. Yung naghihintay lang ng salary. Naghihintay ng salary lang. I love it.
Oo,
wala na.
Wala alam kung anong lengguwaheng yan. Kasi ang advokasya namin, Manong Jess, ay ibigay ang lahat na pwede naming maitulong para sa bayan, para sa ating kababayan, sa ating Pilipinas na minamahal. Alam mo, Manong Jess, habang sinasabi mo yan, by the way, andyan pala from Boracay, sina Cecil Poblador. Sa Mindanao, isang sesmate rin natin, si Waisa. Miss Waisa, andyan din siya. Alam mo, Manong Jess, isa sa nakikita ko dyan, ang communication kasi ay hindi basta-basta. Nung bumalik ako sa DENR, tinanong ko, anong tawag sa kagaya natin? Information officer raw ng mga department. Nag-uusap kami at dun sa pinag-uusapan namin, sabi namin, nag-uusap kami, may instruction ng aking supervising undersecretary, si Yusek Benny D. Antiporta. Siya ang aking supervising undersecretary. Pagkausap kami, sabi niya sa akin, siguro kailangan mag-come up tayo at mag-level up, sabi niya ganyan. From information officer, ginawa namin itong strategic communicator. Kailangan branding pa lang maayos na, Manong Jess. And as strategic communicator, we should be the consistency. We should be the hope that quells fear and inspire high trust, especially in the government in times of pandemic, Manong Jess. Kami, communicator, ang kailangan mag-strike ng balance at mag-assure sa tao na wag natin itong tambayan, daanan lang natin at as human being, mabilis tayo makakope up, mabilis tayo mag-adjust sa norms, mabilis tayo
You're correct, Hiro, kasi that question of mine is actually, we have to break all the, yung common perception, which is negative to those in government service, government service. Yes. Kasi ako galing ako sa gobyerno. And I am a consultant to a lot of government agencies. Nakikita ka naman wala. Pero alam mo, sometimes they still have that. And they still have that mindset. So dapat kaya strategic. Naalala ko na si Richard Burgos. Richard Burgos, ng DOST. By the way, you are talking about the Davao. Si Just Lascanio, Attorney Just Lascanio, joined POPs. By the way,
Manong Jesse, Just Lascano is our new eligible. Kapapasa lang niya ng
Yes, I know.
MGB Director of Davao, yes.
Okay, I will ask Director J to have an overtime of around 15 minutes kasi we are actually on overtime now. Kasi ang tanong ko ngayon, which is actually very dear to those who are listening to us, kasi nasa CES kayo, is there a career in the government service?
Yes,
ang mga tanong ko. Ang mga tanong ko.
Oo. Alam mo, Manong Jess, nasa sa yan kung anong career ang ipupurso mo. whether on private or whether in government. Manong Jess, speaking of career executive service, meron kaming tinatawag na 6 core competencies na
And what are
sinusunod.
these? What are these?
Oo.
What are these?
Ay naku, Manong Jess, bigla mo akong pinag-recite ng 6 core competencies. Kasi Manong Jess, dahil si Ma'am Tonet, hindi, Manong Jess, dahil si Ma'am Tonet ang executive director noon at ako ang kanyang deputy, kailangan sa ulo namin ng vision, mission, at core competencies. At dapat, dahil ikaw ay career executive service, dapat sa ulo mo, hindi lang sa isip mo, kundi sa puso mo. Number one, strategic and critical thinking. Number two, leading in a continuously changing environment. Number three, empowering, developing others for productive partnership.
Wonderful.
Leadership and networking, planning, organizing for greater impact, and passion for service and integrity. So, itong core values na to ay kailangan ginagawa mo ito na may mataas, the highest level of integrity in government service. Kasi alam nyo, ang gobyerno ang dapat umaalalay sa mga taong lalong-lalo na nasa nangangailangan at nasa laylayan ng bayan. So kami sa government ay dapat taus-puso. May panunumpa tayo, may sinumpaan tayong tungkulin na gagawin natin ito. Di lamang sa ating sarili, hindi lamang sa mga present generation kasi dapat nating iniisip anong mangyayari sa mga susunod na henerasyon. We should also
Okay, you continue. Pero I'm asking our viewers, can all our viewers who are CSB directors post in the chat box your level? Tama ba ako? Level ba, Hiro? Your level? Director 4, Director...
Sa government po kasi, Manong Jess, ang director level ay ina-appoint ng presidente. At ang career executive service officer rank ay ginagrant rin niya ng presidente after you finish the 4 stages of eligibility. Ano yung 4 stages of eligibility? Written exam, assessment center, validation, at panel interview.
Ganito na lang. They post their position and where they are now. Para malaman natin, kasi we are actually more than 80 now in the chat.
Yes, wow.
Okay, yeah, for all the CSB, can you please post your position and your level and rank so that later on, TNC will invite you. And of course, it is nice to know where you are. Because I am so proud, tumataas po ang balahibo ko ngayon nung sinabi ni, memorize ni Director Hiro, yung iyong ng CSB. And the last one is actually integrity. Nako, matutuwa Antoinette sa yun yan. So can we now start posting for all those who are in the CSB, in the government service? Please post your position and where you are now. And it will be nice. Okay. So Hiro, may mga test kayo. Now, my question is there a career in government? Paano ang rank and file na makapasok dyan? Yan.
Ang rank and file naman, ang unang tinitingnan dyan is eligibility. Laging eligibility, merit and fitness. EETE yan. Experience, eligibility, training, and education. Kita mo, man, Diyos ko, tumatanda na ako. Pero dahil mabilis kong naintindihan, di ba? Pero sa eligibility, Manong Jess, meron na yung mga counterpart, ha? Pag cum laude ka, merong mga batas na pwedeng pag license ka, so may mga ganon. Merong career sa government, Manong Jess, at hinihikayat ni Chairperson Alice Pala na lahat ng pumasok sa gobyerno ay maging lingkod bayani. Ayan ang
I love that.
Ang pagsisilbi sa isang karangalan ang maglingkod sa bayan, Manong Jess. Kaya ang tawag sa kanila ay mga lingkod bayani.
Okay. Before you give your parting message, can you tell us, twice I attended because I was invited because I give seminars in CSB, remember?
Yes.
Mayroon kayong parang, is it a conclave or is it an awards event? Ano yun? Can you tell us? One was in Bacolod, and then the other one here in PICC. How will you be able, ano ba, recognition yan for what? Can you tell us about that?
Manong Jess, itong every year natin, every November po ito, ay sineselebrate natin ang CES Foundation Anniversary at tinatawag natin itong CES Congress na kung saan nag-gather lahat ng mga career executive service officers, eligibles, and aspirants to become assessor. Ito ay nag-change, sabi ni Ma'am Tonet, naaalala ko ni Edie Tonet, when we know each other, half of the work is done. So yun yung ano namin parang adage namin. When we know each other, half of the work is done. Kasi mas mabilis ang communication, interaction. Kung magkakakilala ang mga tao sa gobyerno, we operate as a group, not in silos na kami DENR kami, ito DOH, DepEd, hindi. Ito ay isang buong malaking gobyerno na kung saan ang kailangan natin ay magsilbi at magserbisyo sa taong bayan. At kasama po noon ay ang pag-a-award sa mga katangi-tanging mga nakapag-ambag sa lipunan. Meron tayong tinatawag na VIP Award, Very Innovative Person Award. Meron rin pong very cost-effective award sa mga employees. At ang pinakamataas po doon ay Presidential Award, ang Gawad CES Award. Pero hindi po natin nakakalimutan, Manong Jess, na i-recognize ang mga tao na kasama natin at tumutulong sa pag-i-establish ng careerism at strategy ng Career Executive Service. Kasi meron tayong mga panel interviewers, meron po tayong validators, meron din po tayong mga tinatawag na talagang nakakapag-ambag sa lipunan. So meron po itong grupo na tinatawag na COA, Commission on Awards, na tinitingnan kung sino-sino po ang nararapat na awardan sa mga sesos. At Manong Jess, dati, isa-isa lang ang nananalo. Pati ang polisiya ng CES Board ay nabago na. Meron na tayong tinatawag na Group Category Award. So, sabihin, hindi lang, nag-evolve rin ang policy. Dati individual ang award, di ba? Ngayon sa CES Board, meron ng Group Category Award for Very Innovative Person. Meron ring Group Category Award sa Cost Effectiveness Officer. At meron ring category sa gawad na group din, di ba, Manong Jess? So, itong mga ito ay nag-evolve.
Hiro, naalala ko tuloy si Attorney Nurin ng LTO.
Yes.
Awardee siya. I think she is now here down South Manila. Wala na siya sa Bicol. By the way, I would like to mention na nagpo-post na sila of their position and where they are. Si Dr. Jaime Tugade, Public School District Supervisor, DepEd, City of San Jose del Monte. Hello po, Dr. Jaime. Sino pang nandito? Mas kilala mo, can I ask you, Hiro, to browse into the chat group and let us recognize them, the CSB are listening to us, CSB directors. Si Hani Bilang Carillo.
Jess, maraming dyan. Alam mo, Manong Jess, andito rin, kausap ko nga kanina, si Yusek Ann Sevilla. Bagong eligible rin yan. USEC natin sa Department of Education, USEC for Financial Management. Opo. So siya ang presidente nga pala ng ALAB. Kasi merong mga ano yan, Manong Jess, may mga batch yan, Saldiwa batch. Ako po ay Saldiwa batch 26. So, meron tayong mga may mga immersion kasi yan, Manong Jess. Alam mo ang maganda sa Career Executive Service, ito ay after your eligibility process, meron kang rigid training. Doon sa rigid training na yon, meron tayong tinatawag na saldiwa, salamin diwa ng paglilingkod at gabay ng paglilingkod. Ito ay tinuturo lahat ng essentials and foundational theories and requirements sa government office. At sa saldiwa, Manong Jess, mind you, meron kaming immersion. Dadaling kami sa isang baryo for 3 days. So, sa 3 days, hindi na alam mga officers kami, Manong Jess, doon kami mabubuhay. Alam mo, Manong Jess, may isang kwento dyan. Ako personally, sa Pasakaw ako nag-immersion, sa Pasakaw sa Region 5, sa Bicol, sa isang komunidad na tabi ng dagat. Doon kami, tuwing madaling araw, Manong Jess, makikita mo nakalinya kami sa isang river delta. At alam mo na kung anong ginagawa namin doon, Manong Jess. Siyempre,
Ano yun?
umaga yan, di ba? Kailangan mong maglabas ng iyong sama ng loob, kumbaga. So, ibig sabihin, may mga ganun kaming immersion. At Manong Jess, may isang gabi, sa 3 gabi na naandun ako, limang miyembro ng pamilya, ang ulam namin ay gatang malunggay.
Masarap yun.
Gatang malunggay, Manong Jess. At yung gatang malunggay na yon ay 1 tasa.
Ay, kulang yun.
Tapos ako, alam niyo, Manong Jess, sa 1 kutsarang sabaw, kailangan namin makakain lahat dahil may kanin kami. Ulam namin, anong gagawin namin, Manong Jess? Mapalad ako dahil sanay ako sa hirap, Manong Jess eh. Pero biruin mo, ang Career Executive Service kasi ay dinadala kami kung saan dapat namin nakikita ang realidad ng mundo. Hindi pwedeng nasa opisina lang kami, Manong Jess. Hindi pwedeng nandun lang kami sa conditioned room at mga conference room, di ba? Kailangan nakikita namin ano ang totoong sitwasyon na kinakaharap natin ngayon.
Wow. With that, I am so proud because I am part of CSB as one of your speakers and trainers. You know, actually now, I just would like to mention, there is one who is actually getting me up there in the north. I just did a results-based management webinar with them, and then they're so happy. They're going to get me for their emotional intelligence. Yes. Then down south, sa Bicol, somebody's getting me, CSB rin, for their succession planning. Kasi up to now, they are not doing, we would like to get your inputs coming from the private sector on the succession planning. So with that, siguro, I would like to mention this. Now, knowing this, parang it's so nice to hear from you, Hiro, that we in the private sector, parang happy that government is being run by eligible and then people of substance and integrity, and then knowing that there is somebody taking care of the human resources in government, and that it's nice na you are following yung 4 na sinabi mo, from theoretical guides, and then there is something na para bang policies and guides that you follow, and then it's really insisted that you have to put that into your system. So it's so happy, para bang it's reassuring. It's a nice Christmas gift to everybody na dapat iano natin. It's reassuring that kasi di ba, ang dami-dami kayang problem. I don't want to mention it kasi negative. You know, in the private sector, yung mga group chat, ang daming mga sinasabi na yung mga problema sa, pero hindi nga yung government yung isa. Yung mga increase in premiums, pero you know, it's so nice to hear from you kasi for everybody, parang it takes us na, wow, there is actually yung parang somebody taking care of the human resource, and somebody actually and there is actually policies and guidelines and very strategic. So thank you very much for sharing this with us. I would like again to invite yung iba dyan, i-ano mo sa akin, Hiro.
Yes, yung Scout, si Dexter, andyan, nakikita ko, si Dexter Villa. Tapos Manong Jess, taga PNP, si Sean Dave Tupas, na nanonood rin sa atin. So, yun, Manong. So, marami tayong mga kasama.
Can you give me their contact number so that I can also invite them? Kasi po ito, this live streaming show po, kaya sinabi mo, this is not after the numbers, it's after the quality of listeners. Kasi this would like to have an influence and impact to the listeners. There is already a community that, nandito sila. Nandito si Femery, nandito si Maricor, nandito. I share this with PMAP. Siguro we can also start sharing this with the government service kasi this is one way of informing them.
Yes, ang taga Cagayan, Manong Jess, all over the Philippines, nandito sila, Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao. So thank you very much for watching.
Yeah, and then the show will resume on the 5th of January. Hero help me that we can invite them so that they can any topic that they are comfortable with, they can just even tell us of their story. But again, going back, I am, of course, I am an emotional person, but I don't show it outside. But I got my my old t-shirt kanina because when I learned about your humble beginnings, it really struck me well because you are that humble person. You are that humble person. You are a joy for this Christmas. You actually, Hero, this conversation is a gift to me.
Thank you, Manong Jess. At ikaw rin ay gift sa amin.
Yesterday I gifted myself by getting from the online air plants. It's a little bit expensive, but it's actually a gift for me. I can notice kasi you have an expensive bonsai plant at your back.
Manong Jess, sa DENR kasi we promote 'di ba? Kailangan plants tayo. Tapos alam mo Manong Jess, hindi siya expensive kasi matagal na ito, pinutol lang ito sa yung kinakat na tree tapos pinapat namin, nire-repat. Dito sa DENR kasi Manong Jess, may sarili kaming nursery. Meron kaming mechanized nursery. So,
ay naku, wag mong sabihin yan kasi wag mong sabihin yan kasi kahit naging pandemic, pupunta ako dyan. I will insist to make a patigil. I will insist to make a patigil. Anyway, you were a finalist in the Gawad, diba, of PSTD, and now just briefly, congratulations! You are now a board of trustees of the Philippine Society for Talent.
Thank you very much, Madam Jess.
Okay, and then so before your parting message, what else do we expect from Director Dr. Hiro? So 3 years, 5 years, 10 years from now. Pang Miss Universe ang tanong, di ba? So what do we...
Pwede ko sigurong sagutin yan dahil ako masaya na ako eh. Ang kailangan ko ngayon ay human relation. Itong mga taong ito ay gift sa akin. Ang mga kaibigan ko, ang mga kasama ko sa trabaho, yung mga staff namin sa Strategic Communication and Initiative Service, they are very gifted, they are very talented. Na ang saya-saya ko sa kanila. Nung nasa nasa SSG, meron din kami mga kino-coach and mini-mentor. Yung iba dyan, sila Mark Yumol, di ba, na nasa ngayon nasa private bank na nakikita ko kung gaano sila nag-grow. And I see myself to grow leaders. Kailangan meron kang mai-transfer eh. You must empower your future.
You're a wonderful person. You're a wonderful person.
Yes, kailangan hindi lang ikaw ang laging sikat. Sila ang kailangan makikita mo na gumagaling, tumataas yung competencies, and pinaka-importante, Manong Jess, the culture of humility kailangan maipasa mo sa kanila. Kasi ang skills, madaling matutunan yan. Yung hard skills, yung mga technical skills, Manong Jess, marami kang makukuha dyan. Pero ang pinaka-importante is your values, your ethics, your pagiging tao at makatao sa mga kasama mo. Kasi minsan, Manong Jess, yun yung nakakalimutan natin. Minsan nakikita natin puro task and kailangan natin ma-accomplish yung goal. Pero nakakalimutan natin, kamusta ba ang mga kasama natin sa trabaho? Kamusta ba sila? Ano ang pakiramdam nila habang ginagawa ito? Masaya pa bang ginagawa nila ito? O napipilitan na lang? Manong Jess, mahirap i-accomplish ang isang task pag sa pilitan at kusang loob mong ginagawa. So, magkaibang bagay yun, Manong Jess. Ngayon, Manong Jess, dumating na ako sa punto na ang gusto kong maibigay naman ay para sa mga kasama natin sa trabaho. I want to become like you, to be a coach and a mentor to others. So, Manong Jess,
this is not a joke, alam mo? This is not a joke. Ako magsasabi. Only two things. One is, I want you to go up the ladder in government service because ito nga sabi, you're a great gift to the government servanthood. I don't want to use the servanthood, pero dapat yung servant leader. Because I would like you to go up. And then, don't forget all the things that you have now, the values that you have now. I will really be happy if you will be one of the secretaries later on. Not now, maybe 10 years from now. Or, the other direction is, you enter politics, and then you teach them how is it to be a hero.
Ako, Manong Jess, malayo pa yan sa aking hinagap. At Manong Jess, gaya nga ng sinasabi, napanood ko si Harry Potter, di ba? Yung iba nanonood dyan ng Harry Potter, di ba? Nung pinasusuot sila ng hat, di ba? Pinapipili sila kung anong school sila mapupunta. Parang Gryffindor, Slytherin. So, tinanong si Harry Potter, dapat pala sa Slytherin siya mapupunta. Tapos, ang gusto niya mapuntahan ay yung ano niya, yung house of ano niya, yung kung saan siya napupunta doon. Tinanong niya si Dumbledore, sabi niya, bakit ako napunta dito pero doon pala ako dapat sa Slytherin. Sabi ni Dumbledore doon, it is our choices, Harry, that make us far more than our abilities. So with that, Jesse, hihiramin ko yung mga salita ni Mahatma Gandhi. Be careful of your thoughts because it will become your words. Be careful to your words because it will become your actions. Be careful to your action because it will become your hobby. And be careful to your hobby because it will become your destiny. Nasa sa atin po yan kung ano yung pipiliin natin sa buhay.
Wonderful.
Ako lang ang binigyan ng Diyos ng kakayahang mag-isip, mamili kung anong tama at mali. Sabi ng isang psychologist na si Viktor Frankl, between the stimulus and response, there is a space. And in that space, you have the power to choose. And in that space, and your choice lies growth and freedom. So nasa sa atin po yun. And ang pinaka-importante, Manong Jess, we must use ourselves as self-instrument of change.
Very good. Nako. Talagang very proud ako sa iyo. I really deserve yung ano ko yung episode the end of the season. Now,
thank you,
okay. Can we now have your kasi sobra ng ating overtime. Can we now have your parting message? Go. No, Lynn. Can you give us your parting message, please?
Ako, Manong Jess, ang sa akin lang, Manong Jess, ang message ko para sa ating lahat, as HR practitioner, hindi laging dapat tinitingnan natin ay ang ating sarili. Tinitingnan natin paano tayo makakatulong sa kapwa. Sabi nga, di ba, hihiramin ko yung salita sa pelikula ni na John Lloyd at Bea, di ba? Alam mo, minsan jologs rin ako, Manong Jess. Pinanunood ko yan lagi. Popoy and Basha fan ako. Minsan, sabi ng tatay ni John Lloyd doon, minsan sa kagustuhan nating maging pinakamagaling, nakakalimutan nating maging mabuti. So, yung kindness natin ay laging nandyan sa bawat isa sa puso natin. And everything starts with the mind. So, kung iisipin natin ang kindness, iisipin natin ang unselfishness, iisipin natin ang pagtulong sa ating kapwa at ang purpose natin kung bakit tayo nabubuhay. Siguro po sa tulong ng ating Panginoon Diyos, mas magiging maganda ang kultura na haharapin ng mga susunod pang mga henerasyon. Manong Jess, maraming salamat po sa opportunity na ito at nakasama ko po kayo at mga marami nating viewers at sorry Manong Jess, nag-overtime tayo kasi likas akong masalita.
Yeah, it's wonderful. Anyway, thank you very much, Hiro. You will be back in season 5 and then we are going to invite all the rest of the CSB directors also here so that we can have a continuous sharing of thoughts and sharing of what we have to our kababayans and to the world. So there goes, ladies and gentlemen. That is the year-ender of HR Hotline and also the season ender of HR Hotline. And what is my message? Message which I shared in my social media of peace, of faith, hope, and charity, which is actually the message of Christmas. And of course, and then the fifth one is change. Okay, let us start with peace. We got it from our guest. For you to really work either in government and also in the private sector, you must have the peace in your heart. And to have a peaceful heart, the heart of the Lord, is for us really to be humble. That is what I got from Hiro. The greatness that he has, he's only 31 years old, is because he is humble. And you can see the sincerity of his eyes and the sincerity when he talks. Even in the dialect, no swa swa swa, because you can see the peace in his heart. He have undergone a lot of things in his life, but you can see he has already met it, and he's happy where he is now. Now, the second one is actually the faith. Listening to him vouch my faith to the government. There are times that when you listen to what's in the social media, you sometimes question, are we still being taken care of by the people who should take care of us? But listening that there is CSB, there are directors from Aparitulo who are here, and then they follow the guidelines of what is to be. Diba? I was testing that question, and they don't even know that question already. That gives us the faith, and we must not lose that. The faith in the people working with government. And then there is hope. Looking at Hiro, I can see that there is hope. There is hope with the government. There is hope with what will happen to the Philippines. There is, we are, it's VUCA world. We are in a pandemic. We are moving forward into what is unknown, the new normal. But if you can see people like Hiro with all the rest who are here, I know them, some of them. I know them. In education, in PMP, in DTI, there is hope. Because the quality of the organization depends on the quality of the people. And I'm so glad that there is a career. Peace, faith, hope, and charity. I can hear from Hiro how he would like to share everything that he knows. And that is kindness. That is charity. And that is a gift. I even mentioned, I'm learning from you. Tell me. Sharing is not only the gifts. Sharing is actually what people can learn from you. Thank you, Hiro, for being with us. And of course, faith, hope, and charity, and then the change. All throughout our conversation, and this is actually my message to all. It's a new Christmas. The Lord is still there. That's the reason for our celebration. But we have to have that change in us. Which is why in the ID, I was telling, ano yung kaganapan doon sa Belen? So that you get the insights. Try to role play if you're one of the pastores. And try to think after knowing that the baby Jesus is already there. And so, what? Change. So that is my message. Transform yourself into somebody better, either in the private or public sector. Take care of the people around us. Either you are in the ascendant position or you are in the rank and file. Try to discern the meaning of Christmas in your heart and change. This is Jesse Francis Rebustillo. Just marvelous